gentlemen, welcome tonight to the Thursday, February 12th, 2015 meeting of the Gran Charter Township. And for this, I'd like our new officer to lead us in the pledge, if you would.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now, if we just observe a moment of silence for a moment, please. Thank you so much. And now I ask for a motion to approve the agenda.
Madam Chair, I move to approve the agenda for support and referral.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The agenda moves forward, and now I think we have somebody out there for the Historic Commission. Jenny, are you out there? Sorry. Thank you. I couldn't see you behind here.
No, unfortunately, this time I remembered to come. My name is Virginia Nag. I live at 3305 East Hill Road in Gran Blanc. I'm here as a member of the Gran Blanc Historic District Commission to give you a short update on the things that are happening at the Perry House. Through the efforts of one of our members, Bill Feewald, we are working on a business plan that we hope when it is completed we will be able to submit it to you. I am working on getting the paperwork and the research done to submit an application to the state of Michigan to have this site recognized as a state historic site. And that would mean that it would be able to have a marker designating it as such. And toward that end, one of the things that we did a year ago was to locate a dendrochronologist. Anybody know what a dendrochronologist is?
Me.
I do know.
History of wood or something like this?
Tree rings.
Okay.
He is a biology professor at Hanover College. I believe it's in Indiana. I have to go back and check. But through the Michigan Barn Preservation Network, we learned that he can date timbers by taking very minute core samples from beams, and he takes them back to his lab, and he is able to count the tree rings. Actually, his graduate students probably do that. And he can give a date with a very high degree of accuracy of when the building was actually constructed. Now, the date that he has given back to us for the Perry House is 1832 to 1833 with an addition that was made late 1840s to 1850s. So that should help us considerably in dating the construction of the building, because the actual records and the passed down oral histories are gone. We're planning on having another open house. How many of you have been to our open house? We have 2 a year. Very good. We hope to see more of you there. Tentatively, the date for the open house will be the weekend before the Memorial Day holiday. That would either be Saturday, May the 16th or Sunday, May the 17th. As soon as we know, we will be sure to let you know. We usually have our resident archaeologist, Don Simons, doing a dig there. He has found some very, very old artifacts dating back to the time of the Native Americans who apparently camped there because it was the high ground near the creek. We have on our board some Civil War enthusiasts. One of them is participating in reenactments, and there is some talk about the possibility of having an encampment there, Civil War encampment. This same member has told us that there are around 80 people who are from Gran Blanc who were veterans of the Civil War. That's quite a few for a community that was as small as ours in the 1860s. Another topic that we are seriously considering is a mock funeral. I don't know if you're aware of this, but historically the Civil War brought about some very dramatic changes in funerals and how people were able to bring the bodies of their loved ones back from the South. Sometimes this involved, many, many, many weeks of travel, but that is the history of funerals as we know them today and embalming. So this may sound a little weird, a little creepy, but it is something that was very important at that time. It really changed the way we look at funerals. They were held in homes. And also, at that period of time, the end of the Victorian era, there were some very strict behaviors that people were socially obligated to follow in this period of mourning. So we thought, because of the age of the house and the historic window that we're looking at, the latter half of the 19th century, that this might be something interesting to do. And it's something that, at least locally in our county, no other small museum or historic organization has really done. So we will be sure to keep you posted on that. I think that is the last of my information. According to Debbie Honay, who is our chairperson, we should be very close to having the electrical work completed at the house so that we will then be able to offer to the public opportunities to hold meetings there, small parties or gatherings, receptions, that sort of thing. So anyway, we're working on it. We appreciate all the support that you are able to give us, and thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Jenny. I got a quick question for you.
Okay.
When they go for a dig like that, looking for those old artifacts, is there a specific place that they know to target, or do they just start digging up and seeing what they find?
Well, I think that's one of Mr. Simon's well-kept secrets, because he seems to be able to determine where he can dig with a high likelihood of finding things. And once he has found things, he's been digging there now for several years. He blocks it out on a grid. He keeps track square foot by square foot and inch by inch in depth of what he finds and where he finds. He documents it, and then he moves on to an adjacent area the next time he comes in. We try to have that all set up so that anyone who comes, young or old, and wants to participate can help out. And people really, really find that interesting because it's something that is not part of any school curriculum, but it is a part of history. It's a part of our prehistory. So, yes.
One of the things you may be aware of, but kind of goes along with what you're looking at doing, is this summer is the 150th anniversary of the funeral train for President Lincoln. And they're rebuilding the train and what have you, and they're going to recreate the trip from, I think, where was it, DC to Springfield, Illinois. And during this time, it was a pretty big deal. the tracks were lined with people from Washington to Illinois, but might be some kind of similarities in what,
That is
No.
a great tie-in,
yeah.
yeah.
So maybe tie into that a little bit.
I will mention that to Mr. DeSarno. These reenactors have a whole different outlook on history because it's not just something you read about, it's becoming physically involved in events that took place.
Right.
Thank you very much for that. I will mention that.
There's a website with all the details too.
Oh, okay.
It's something like 2015 Lincoln Funeral
Okay.
Train.com.
I'll take a look at that.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Jenny.
Thank you very much.
And now we have time for public comment. Anybody wishes to make public comment? No, Ed? Okay. Anyone else that wishes to make public comment? Okay, thank you. Moving on. Then the approval of the minutes of January 6th and January 8th.
Madam Chair, I reviewed the minutes for the 6th and the 8th, proposed they be approved as named for both days.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? The minutes are approved. The treasurer's report, Mr. Guzak?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair. It's my pleasure to present the monthly bills. The general total is $1,150,028. The DPW total is $1,015,158.99. The solid waste total is $117,558.27, for a grand total of $2,282,717.59. Move approval as presented, Madam Chair.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? You have your treasurer's
All right, thank you, Madam Chair.
approval. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, and then there are some, there's a copy of the third quarter investment report in the back if people want to look at it. I'll just hit some of the highlights under the economic activity. The first estimate of third quarter of 2014 gross domestic product growth was 3.5% compared to 4.6% growth for the prior quarter. The United States economy expanded each of the past 2 quarters following the negative growth in the first quarter. Under the employment section, the unemployment rate in September dropped to a 6-year low of 5.9% from 6.1% in August due to primarily a surge in hiring. The stronger than expected decline in unemployment reflected as an increase in hiring at grocery stores, factories, and restaurants. There was 248,000 jobs that were added in September, following an additional 180,000 that were increased in August. Under the consumers section, the confidence among the U.S. consumers declined in September. The Consumer Confidence Index decreased to a 4-month low of 86 in September from a 7-year high of 93.4 in August. The decrease was primarily due to consumers' deteriorating short-term outlook for the economy and labor market. Under the housing section, the rebounding from the negative 2.4 growth in July, new homes increased 18% on a month-over-month basis in August to reach an annualized rate of 504,000. This is the highest annual rate since May of 2008. The increase was primarily due to a pickup in hiring, raising property taxes, and historical low interest rates. Under the monetary policy, as projected, the Federal Open Market Committee continued tapering its assets purchased by $10 billion to $15 billion in September 17th meeting. And they also pledged to keep the benchmark near zero for a considerable time. Page 2 just indicates some of the investments that were made in the general fund. Page 3 indicates investments in the DPW fund. And then page 4, it does show us some investments in our Campus project. And then our annual investment rate was about 0.17, and that compares to the 90-day T-bill, which is 0.02. The 90-day commercial paper was 1.4. The 90-day discount average was 0.06, and the overnight funds was 0.9. And of course, we are at 0.17. On page 5, it does indicate that the Kroll bond ratings, and these are the ratings that were on the banks that we used at the time. Comerica was a B, JP Morgan was a B-, Bank of America was B-, Private Bank was B, and TCF Bank was C+. In the third quarter, we had 5 banks that we were using, and the most current rating showed that for the next quarter indicated that everything was the same except the Private Bank increased from a B to a B+, and TCF Bank increased from a C+ to a B-. On page 6, it kind of recaps the 5 banks and just indicates that Bank of America had 19%, Private Bank had 24%, Chase had 13%, TCF Bank had 20%, and Commercial Co-America had around 24%. And the total interest period was $11,852. Move approval as presented, Madam Chair.
Support.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Treasurer's report, very complete, thank you. And now we get into the most important part. And so I will call to stand forward to recognize the new police officer, Robert Nelson. And I'd like our clerk to be here to swear him in.
Madam Chair, I'm pleased, and Township Board, I'm pleased to announce the hiring effective Monday, January 26, 2015 for our records. Robert Nelson of Gran Blanc was hired as a full-time police officer. Robbie graduated from Gran Blanc High School and is also a graduate of Lake Superior State University, where he received a bachelor's degree, Bachelor of Science degree. Officer Nelson also worked in the Genesee County Sheriff's Department as a corrections deputy from 2012 to 2014. He left the sheriff's office to become a police officer in the city of Grand Rapids. Unfortunately, Robbie became attached to Gran Blanc, missed it, wanted to come back, return home, went through our process, and we are very honored and fortunate to have Robert join our staff. So I'm pleased to announce Officer Robert Nelson. Welcome back. If I could, Ms. Reardon is going to go ahead and do a ceremonial oath for Mr. Nelson. If I could have his parents, grandparents, and sister come up. Craig and Lisa Nelson, Ron and Bonnie Daniels, and the older sister, actually, sibling is Jessica.
Get all around him and face the camera. Be on TV. Oops, I'm sorry, Nick. Robert has already taken the actual oath, so this is to show you that we really, really mean you to take it to heart, giving it to you twice. I do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Michigan, and that I will faithfully perform the duties of the office of police officer in and for the Township of Grand Blanc, County of Genesee, and State of Michigan, according to the best of my ability, so help me God.
I will.
Very good. Congratulations.
There's one more thing that we need to do, and that's if Mrs. Nelson would pin the badge on your side.
Absolutely.
Floor is yours.
Yeah,
I'll say, I just want to say I'm happy to be back in Grand Blanc. I wanted to work here for a while. Great people I've met so far, and great department. I'm excited to learn from everybody, and excited to get at it. So, thank you.
Thank you.
Chief?
No, we want to support that.
Okay, all right.
Maybe we can get a picture with the group.
Robert, could you introduce you to Trustee Scott?
Yes, congratulations.
Welcome. Thank you.
And the next one is one more important police thing, is the board will consider the request from Chief Stan to send Sergeant Marcus Ferguson to the FBI National Academy from April 1st, 2015 through June 12th, 2015 for executive, managerial, and leadership training. The classes will be held at the FBI Academy at Quantico, Virginia. The cost should not exceed $2,500, which includes airfare and incidentals.
So moved.
I'll support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Back to Robert, we didn't make a motion actually, did we, on him?
Okay.
Should we have a motion?
Yeah. Okay. The board will consider the recommendation from Chief Sam to recognize new police officer Robert Nelson, who was officially sworn in on January 26, 2015.
I'll make that motion.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. All right, the board will consider renewing the terms for 3 more years on the Zoning Board of Appeals for Deborah Bonet and Mark Palazzolo. Terms to expire on December 2017.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Support.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. The board will consider the second reading of an ordinance to adopt the latest amendments to the National Building Code.
I'll make that motion.
I'll support it.
Thank you. Roll call?
Mr. Bennett?
Yes.
Myself, yes. Mrs. Hoffman?
Yes?
Mr. Guzik?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Thank you. The board will consider a resolution amending the 2015 general fund budget and capital projects fund budget.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion, and it was very well detailed on Tuesday night by our finance director.
That's
Just want to make that point.
I'll support that.
Thank you, and you will put the actual figures in for the minutes, right?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Chair, this will be a resolution.
That's a resolution.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
Mr. Guzik?
Yes.
Mrs. Hoffman?
Yes.
Myself, yes.
Yes.
Mr. Bennett? Thanks. I
Okay,
always start with you. I wanted to.
that's passed unanimously. And the board will consider a resolution removing land bank property from the township tax roll.
Madam Chair, if I, just for the record, I'd just like to add that those properties, there's a parcel on Rhoda Street, parcel at 3085 Kettering Heights, parcel at 2376 Maple Avenue, a parcel on Fenton Road, and a parcel on South Saginaw Street. And these are properties that, again, transfer to the land bank. I will put the parcel numbers in the resolution so that our assessing department has these for the record.
Okay.
Thank you very much. These are vacant properties, aren't they? If I remember, it's just land, yeah.
I don't know the answer to that, but they've been abandoned. So I imagine if there are structures there, it's not a great thing.
Thank you very much. The board,
I'll make the motion.
Okay.
That we
Support.
do that.
and resolution, needs another roll call.
Mr. Bennett?
Yes.
Myself?
Yep.
Yes. Mrs. Hoffman?
Yes.
Mr. Guzik?
Yes.
Mr. Anderson?
Yes.
And Mr. Kent?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. The board will consider renewal of the software maintenance agreement with Environmental Service Research Institute for $16,950. This covers the annual maintenance and updates for the software used by GIS, DPW, Planning and Zoning, and Building departments to perform their daily activities and to create web-based applications for departments without licenses for the basic viewing of GIS data. The maintenance contract must be kept current to receive annual updates and support for these products. The cost will be charged to each department based on their usage. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Larry?
Larry.
Larry, okay.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I just wanted to mention for the public, whether watching on TV or here present, that all these items are discussed in length at our
Tuesday.
meeting on Tuesday, or committee of the whole, so we may be moving through these fairly quickly, but we have considered all the details when we discuss these on Tuesday.
That's a good thing to have on record. Thank you. The board will consider renewing the maintenance agreement with Innovays of Arcadia, California for their Platinum Info Water and Info Sewer software for $6,750. This software is used with the ArcGIS software to perform water and sewer modeling and is paid from the DPW water and sewer funds.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Or,
Mark? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. The board will consider the purchase of a 2015 Chevrolet pickup truck not to exceed $28,000 from Berger Chevrolet.
Madam Chair, I'll make that motion as long as we can add to it that this pickup truck is for the DPW department.
Okay,
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right. All those in favor?
aye.
Aye. All those opposed? They have their new pickup. The board will consider the purchase of FlexNet MXUs for $100,000 from Aetna Supply, and this is an annual purchase.
I'll make that motion.
Madam Chair, I just wanted to add that that's for the maintenance, I believe, because they've got two different categories. One's for maintenance
Yes,
and one's
mhm.
for the expansion, and I believe this 100,000 is strictly maintenance. Isn't that correct, Jeff? This is just the maintenance side, right?
No, this is our annual purchase for the program,
For the
to
program?
continue the replacement program
So it's
integration.
replacement, so we should say replacement program on this.
Correct, this is for the replacement program for the FlexNet system.
Great.
Okay.
800 units, correct?
Yes, 800 units.
Mhm.
Well, I'll support that.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. The board will consider the Row Engineering District 7 sewer design, additional $4,675 for wetland flagging and soil borings.
I'll make the motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Support.
Clark. Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The board will, motion passes. The board will consider the SCADA system brought back to the board after tabling on January 8th, 2015 for $250,000 from UIS Corporation.
So moved.
Is there a second?
I'll support.
Okay. All
My
those in
fingers
favor?
crossed.
I'm sorry.
I said with my fingers crossed.
I was going to say, you were the one that tabled it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. The board will consider setting a public hearing date for Rockwood Drive, Partridge Creek Special Assessment District. And that was to be on
March
March
12th, right?
12th?
March 12th, and Clerk Redden and I will send out notices to the residents, and we'll indicate the new estimate, unfortunately, and also we will publish in the paper, and we'll set it for 7 o'clock, and we'll have a public hearing first, and then any decision we'll have the body of the meeting.
At that time, yeah.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
I'll make the motion that we consider setting a public hearing for the Rockwood Drive Partridge Creek Special Assessment District on March 12th.
I'll support that.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. The board will consider canceling the February 24th Township Board meeting because there is a special election that day and the Township Hall is designated polling place. We can't have two things in here at once at that time.
I'll make that motion.
I just had a question. I know we talked about possibly having a different meeting for the fire department. Have you heard anything on that? Mr.
I did. I talked to, do you want to have a second on your
Yes.
motion? First, Madam Chair?
I'll support that.
Okay. I did talk to Attorney Fanning today, and he and the representative for the union exchanged phone calls and weren't able to connect, so we don't have anything for you tonight. We did offer to Attorney Fanning, and hopefully he will convey this to the union, that if it's if they want us to, we can schedule a special meeting to resolve finally the issues regarding the contract. And so we'll stand by and wait for Attorney Fanning's progress, and then if they need a meeting, we'll accommodate it.
Okay.
So probably best if we reschedule based on what we hear, you think?
Well, I think what would be best is if you just allowed yourself, your motion tonight is to cancel your meeting for February 24th because the room's occupied. I wouldn't just reschedule that meeting. I would wait to see what the pace of discussions are, and then if we need a special hearing, we will comply with the statutory requirements for that. So we can accommodate that one.
Thank you.
Okay, so that way we could still get it done this month if we need to, right?
As soon as
Yeah.
as soon as both sides are ready, we can do it.
Great.
All right.
So we have the motion in this.
Second.
That's- yeah, all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The meeting is canceled. The board will consider a policy to amend the Grand Blanc Township Employment Manual, Section 5.1. The township, to say, the township may provide coffee, tea, water, and so forth, and token items of recognition, such as plaques, certification, birth certificates, and so forth, to employees from time to time. These items are considered a nominal general fringe benefit and have no attributed monetary value to employees' compensation.
I'll move that we amend the policy to 5.1.
I will second that motion.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Thank you. I did not have a chance to prepare a report for tonight. I will try and get one to you.
For the fire commission, I'll just report that I stopped in Genesis yesterday, got to see Chief Dave Better as he was just received word that he was getting out of there. So the doctors came in and said, if you can walk it into this hallway and back, you can go home today. He got up and did so. So he seems doing very well. Nothing further to report at this time. Just expect him to take it easy and give us a report on what the doctors say after his next appointment.
Thank you. Art?
BZA met February 3rd. 2 items on the agenda. A couple of really nice big homes being built. What's the name of this house?
Pine Hollow, yeah.
What is it? Pine Hollow, yes. And one was a minimal setback to a wetland, very minimal, less than 2 feet, and one was a minimal setback, rear side setback to get them to fit on the lots. But good news is some new building going on. Right?
Very good. Okay. Scott?
The Metropolitan Planning Alliance meeting's been canceled for this month. I didn't make it to our planning commission
Oh.
meeting.
Okay.
But the Michigan Township Association conference was very informative, and I'll be emailing everyone some of the presentation materials that I attended. Actually, I picked up the materials pretty much from all of the conferences that were going on, so I'll share those with
And I have the ones that I went to share. We didn't go to the same ones.
Yeah.
So we could spread ourselves as thin as possible, so.
You went to the one where you fall and he didn't?
Yeah, right, yes, yeah.
Hope you get a discount for that.
But some very good information, and I'll share with the respective people that serve on the
Yes.
fire commission and what have you, the various documents that I picked up that might be helpful. But I thought it was overall very good.
The sessions were very good, and I've been to a lot of them over the years, and this is one of the best ones that I've seen. That really, there was a lot to discuss, and the people that led the conferences were very good speakers.
And I got to see how we stack up against a lot of other townships.
Yeah.
I think we're doing a
Pretty
very
good,
good
don't
job.
we? Yeah.
So I kind of cringe at some of the things I hear about other townships, so.
Yeah. It was nice having Scott there.
So I want to apologize for the sloppiness of this agenda, but I wanted to get it all on two sides. I didn't want to waste a page for the rules of public comment.
I had no problem following it.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that's okay.
I mean, it just doesn't look very good, but.
no, that's fine. Larry, Parks and Rec?
I think I said a lot on Tuesday. I don't want to start that around all over again, but nothing further to report on Parks and Rec. Like I said, we're looking at the possibility of moving to a more permanent office that doesn't
Finding a
require
home.
rent in the future. Nothing concrete yet, just preliminary planning. The sledding hills are open, although the temperatures have kept people away. There's nothing further to report.
Okay. It's a little bit cold for that snow.
A little cold,
Snow.
indeed.
Okay. Anything, David?
Yeah, I would like to update the board just briefly on the progress of the superintendent search. First of all, to back up a little bit, the township engaged the services of Career Directions, such as a company out of Ann Arbor, and our representative there is a very qualified gentleman named Terry McGinn, who has a PhD and an MBA, but he likes to keep it quiet, I guess. But he has been assisting us on the search, and he has done this. Their company has quite a good record for not only private sector identification of candidates, but also public sector recommendations. And we have our executive group, which is comprised of Clerk Reardon, Supervisor Hoffman, and Treasurer Guzak, had met 2 times with Dr. McGinn. And the latest time that we met, we had all of our department heads present, and Dr. McGinn questioned them about the types of qualifications that they'd like to see, the types of needs that they'd like to have identified by our new superintendent. And it was a very, very helpful and a beneficial discussion. I think that opinion was shared by most. We have our ad out, which is currently up on the sites for the Michigan Townships Association, the Michigan Municipal League, the Society for Human Resources Management, and also the International City/County Managers Association. And those were all sites that were recommended by Dr. McGinn and his associates. And so we've got an open period of time. We got those ads up basically February 1st. The and we're soliciting resumes and cover letters and letters of interest during that time.
We have 6 in right now.
Good. Well, that period continues until the 28th of February. And by the way, you can also see the request for resumes and cover letters on our township website. So anybody that has an interest, consult the township website. There's a special button for it, and you can get the information there. Dr. McGinn said that he would probably gather up the resumes and cover letters, go through them, and make sure that they meet our minimum qualifications that are identified in the ad. Those that do, he'll follow up with phone conversations, and he'll also send them a questionnaire of certain items that he wants to see responded to by candidates. And also, I'm not sure at what point in time he's going to send an actual application for the job, but the idea is to try to eliminate those who don't meet the minimum qualifications and engage those who do, and then begin a process of trying to narrow them down to a group of maybe, I'm guessing, between 10 and 20 potential candidates that will have phone conversations and discussions with Dr. McGinn. And then we'll have to decide at what point and how many of the candidates we want to come before the township board for the full-blown interview. And so keep in mind how you'd like to see that play out. In the past, we have invited candidates to come. We've set up a question and answer period. We've kept it very objective and very uniform so that we could get a good read candidate to candidate. And so, although we'll take direction from Dr. McGinn on how many and when and how, keep in mind that you're the ones that are going to make the decision, and we're going to want to make sure that you see what you want to see. So we're about halfway through our ad period. It sounds like we're getting more and more responses, and if anybody has any questions, I'll be happy to try to answer them. Thank you. Reed? That's all I have, Madam Chair.
Thank you. If there's no executive session, then we would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Support.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Meeting is adjourned. Thank you.